Hey guys, today we're gonna solve the problem 876, middle of the linked list in Leetcode. So this problem, let's read its description. Given a non-empty, singly linked list with head node head, return a middle node of linked list. If there are two middle nodes, return the second middle node. So we'll solve this using golang, and basically if you look at the examples, you get a list of 5 elements, so odd numbers in this case, and we return the nodes 3, so the middle one. And in the case of an even number, basically the middle elements are 3 and 4, and as I say in the description, we should return the second middle node, so in this case 4. So how can we do that? Basically there are two approaches for this problem. Let's start with the first one and call it the maybe more straightforward one. So we can basically calculate the number of elements, and once we have this number of elements, we divide this by 2 and we get the value in the output slice of this length of element divided by 2. So in this case we would have the middle of the linked list. So let's start with the implementation. We create a variable out, which is basically a slice of pointers for this node, and this is an empty struct. Then what do? We do a loop. So what is a condition? Basically the condition is that we arrive at the end of the linked list. So how we do that, we check if the head, if head, which is a list node, if the head is nil. If it's nil, it means that there is no linked list and we have arrived to the end. So if head is different, for head different of nil, so what do? We append the slice with the value of head, okay? And then with head we increment it. And how do we increment it? We increment it using the next list pointer to list node, which is head.next. Once this is done, we have the out slice, and we can return basically the middle node. How do we do that? So we take the length of out and we divide by 2. Normally like that it should work. Let's give it a try. Okay, and just before submitting the code, if we take this, this one, so we'll have a length of basically 5 divided by 2, which is give you 2, but as we are taking the node out of the slice, 2 is a third element. The index 2 will be the third element, which is the middle one, and it will work fine. So let's submit it and see how it goes. Okay, this works fine. So now let's do the second approach. Second approach, for the second one, we will remove this, and it's called two pointers. What does it mean? Say you have, for example, to make it easier to understand, you have two people, you and your friend. You want to go from one city to another city. Okay, if you go twice as fast as your friend, obviously you will, when you will arrive, he will be at the exact middle position of the distance between those two cities. So if he takes 2 hours, he will, if you take 2 hours, he will take 4 hours, and at the t equal 2 hours, he will be exactly in the middle. So we'll do exactly the same. This is the same approach, where we have two guys racing, one has speed x and the other one has speed 2x, and we want, when the faster one has arrived, we know that the slow one is basically where? At the middle position, right? So let's start to implement this. So let's create two variables, one called slow, one called fast, and basically those two variables, so we'll assign them the head list node, and there we have a different condition. Well, almost the same. One is the same as the first approach, and we'll add another one. So the first one is that we want to be sure that we do that till we arrive at the end. But as we go twice as fast with the fast one, we need to make also sure that fast.next is also not nil. Sorry. So when with those two conditions, we should be covered. So in each loop, what do? Slow, we basically go at speed 1, which is .next, and fast, we go at speed twice as fast, so next. So we go to the next one and the next one. And what do we return? We return slow. Let's give it a try, run the code first. Okay, let's submit it and see how it goes. And there we go, and we are done. So hopefully it has been useful, and see you later in the next video.